if you're a trades-based business owner and you've tried running Google Ads in the past, either by yourself or with an agency, and you've found that it takes a while to get results and you're not sure whether the agency's doing a good job, you're doing a good job, you don't actually know what to expect, you're more or less just frustrated and you want to understand how this shit even works. This video is more or less just going to explain it and kind of run you through our process over a 6-month period to get Google Ads running as profitably as possible for your business. So I'm just going to get straight into it. I'm going to run you through our actual framework that we present to clients and what we actually do when we run Google Ads, and more or less explain why it does take a little bit of time. If you are in a less competitive industry, in a less competitive area, this won't apply to you as much, because when there's less competition and your industry is like, you don't actually have that much competition, both in terms of actual competition and the area that you're in, it's not too populated. This is actually going to work out better for you. But this is for the majority of you, let's just say you're a plumber, sparky, roofer, where there is a fair amount of competition. This is more or less for you. So let's just run straight through it. So what do we have? First thing is to really identify the goal. And the goal is we want to balance volume and quality. Now, in the beginning, there will be less volume. That's just the reality of it, because it just costs money and it just takes a bit of time. So the more competitive it is, the more money it's actually going to cost. You can really speed up a lot of this if you have money. So if you have a bigger budget, this will absolutely work a lot quicker for you. But more or less, we want higher quality leads. So because we want higher quality leads, we will get less volume in the beginning, and that's just the reality. Again, so more leads usually means lower quality. So if you do want volume, just keep in mind that you will have lower quality as a result. And the goal for us is to get a profitable middle ground. So what can we get that's in the middle, where we get good quality and also a good amount of volume, and without really sabotaging either of the two. So we want to focus on the real results. We don't want to focus on clicks. So what you'll find a lot of agencies do is they'll just run a maximize clicks campaign and just get a bunch of clicks. Now that's great and all, but you're just going to get clicks, right? You're not going to actually get like as many quality leads. So it can result in cheap and low quality leads if you do go for clicks. So we like to just go straight for conversions, phone calls, and those good old form submissions. That's all we need. We don't need clicks. Focus on the qualified leads, book jobs, and revenue. That's the most important thing. So we kind of have a feedback loop between the Google Ads and the clients. We want real outcomes that are actually tracked. So we want to actually track how many leads we get and how much of that actually turns into jobs. Between us and the client, we always get lead quality feedback, and the data, we actually send it back to Google Ads so that Google knows, hey, you got this many leads. These ones were actually good and the rest of them were rubbish. So just so Google knows, and then over time, as we go through this, you're going to get better quality results. If you have a smaller budget, you will have more fluctuation with this. So just keep that in mind. We always tell our clients that you want at least a minimum of 10 clicks a day. If your average cost per click is $10, you need at least $100 a day in order to actually make this workable. And then when we do bigger strategic decisions, we usually do it over a 30 to 60 day period. We are not changing strategies every single day, yet alone every single week. So just really keep that in mind. You don't want to keep changing your mind on things because Google is slow, but it is totally worthwhile in the end. What we usually need from clients, so if you're running this yourself, this is what you should be looking at, is obviously the operational requirements. So which service area are you doing? Do you have a fast response time to leads? Because if you don't, it's not going to work as well. And we want clear priority services. So which services do you actually want to target? Next, we have weekly feedback on lead quality. Obviously, we got good leads as well as bad leads. It's very rare that you have 100% good quality leads. So we want to know, why are the leads bad quality if they are? And a clear definition of what a qualified lead is. So yes, we and anyone really can generate leads, but you need to know what's actually defined as a qualified lead, because if we don't know what's a qualified lead, we're just going to get leads for the sake of leads, and that's often no good. So again, we send the data back to Google Ads. It's called offline conversion tracking, because we want to know what's actually working, and it helps Google optimize for better leads. So it has better customer data on who's actually converting after getting the lead. It obviously improves bidding performance, so we can actually end up getting lower cost per lead. and actually lower cost per closed job as well when you send this data back. And it just reduces overall spend over time. So what we're going to get over time, so this is before anything even starts, you want to know that when we're getting this data, we're getting qualified leads, we're getting booked jobs, and then actual revenue where it's applicable. So some things are easier to track than others, but that's more or less what we're trying to do. So in month 1, we are setting things up with absolute clean data. So we're establishing accurate tracking, and we want to capture higher intent traffic. Now, yes, this will cost more. Yes, you will get more leads, but you get better quality leads, and that's more or less the point. The success metrics is we want to set up the clean data. That's absolutely most important. Not sure why this is put in there twice. We'll just delete one, but that's more or less what we're actually going for. In terms of a technical standpoint, if you really want to know, is you want to target the higher intent keywords. Obviously, emergency plumber, 24/7 plumber, those are actual good things, as well as add core negative keywords. You know, we've been doing this for 5 years now, so there's a lot of negative keywords we can immediately add to reduce wasted spend right up in the beginning. So we want to use clear, urgent messaging. So whoever wants the person right now, we want to make it really clear that you can contact the person right now. And obviously we want to make sure tracking is actually working. So in terms of conversions, Google Click IDs and stuff like that. Month 2, this is where things start to get better and you start getting a better return on investment. So the goal here, remove more irrelevant traffic from your search. Now you are always going to get irrelevant traffic, and this is more of an ongoing process because it just takes time. In month 2, you're going to get a better conversion rate, so we're going to get better cost per lead, and you're going to be reducing more ad spend. Weekly search term analysis, so every week we're going through every single search term and removing all the negative ones, so we're adding those to the negative list. We are looking through performance on keywords, so every single keyword will get you leads. Some of them will get you more qualified leads than others, and we want to see what is bringing you the best customer acquisition cost. That's the most important thing. So we start collecting client feedback on lead quality as well. This is something that we're checking on an ongoing basis because we want to make sure the leads are good quality and you are actually closing them. Month 3, again, more lead quality optimizations, and the goal for month 3 is improve lead quality even more. We want lower lead costs and higher conversion rates so that you get a lower customer acquisition cost. So again, we're reducing the cost per qualified lead now, and I don't know why that's there twice. So we're just reducing the cost per qualified lead. Here, we're going to remove even more low quality search queries, refine the keyword targeting. So again, some keywords are going to be better than others. Now we're going to start experimenting with different ads to see how we can get more people to click on the ads and go through the landing page. And again, we want to make sure we are aligned on the qualified lead criteria, because at this point we are probably getting a good amount of leads. We want to make sure that they are actually all good quality. Now, month 4, we're going to seriously start scaling now. So we're going to increase lead volume with stable quality. So we're going to try and increase the volume while not depreciating the actual quality of these leads. That's what we're going to be doing in month 4 as the goal. And we want to make sure that it's actually working and in control. So we're going to expand keywords within proven areas. So now we can start diversifying some areas because some areas will just perform better than others in your area. We're going to increase budget as well. We're going to decrease the spend on the lower quality keyword segments. And we're going to continue uploading qualified leads and booked jobs depending on what CRM that you're using. Sometimes you can do this automatically. Sometimes you just have to do it manually. Here, month 5, now we start improving the efficiency because now we have better data, and actually by this point you should have a lot of data depending on your budget. So now we're getting consistent performance and we're getting stable cost per qualified lead, and by now you should definitely have a customer acquisition cost. So here we're going to optimize based on qualified leads, and no longer we are going to do just leads, and we're going to continue expanding the keyword expansion. So we're just going to keep adding more negative keywords to see what's actually going to get us the both. Month 6 is the most beautiful one. Now we're going to achieve the predictable and profitable results. So by now you should know how profitable this campaign really is and how we're going to continue scaling it. So now you should know your cost per book job. You should know your lead to job conversion rate. You should know the return on ad spend very reliably now. So we're going to keep scaling the top performing ads, full account audit of keywords, negative bidding tracking and all that. And you're going to improve the tracking on book jobs and revenue. So you should really know by now how good this campaign really is and how we're going to scale it for the next 6 months following this. So on an ongoing process weekly, search term review and then lead quality feedback, as well as managing the ads, see how they're doing. And then we're going to do a performance evaluation and as well as strategy adjustments. Now that you have all this data, you've got a lot of things to play with and you know exactly what's working and how we're going to expand on that to get lower customer acquisition costs, start scaling the budget, bring in more qualified leads every single month, and that is how you're going to scale your business with Google Ads. If this video made more sense and it gave you a clearer idea of how your Google Ads should run when you have things done properly and you track everything properly, if you want our help, you're more than welcome to book a call with our team below, and we'd be more than happy to run Google Ads for you and show you exactly what is possible with these strategies so that you know how you can actually scale your business with Google Ads. If you enjoyed this video nevertheless, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.